What does he say about marriage when you get married? In Surah Al-Baqarah, he says, it is now halal for you in the nights of fasting to go to your wives. Prior to this, it was not permissible because the previous Sharia was being used, the one in the Torah. And in that Sharia, fasting began at sunset and continued until the following sunset. No food, no drink, and you could not go to your wives. But now a new law comes down, and now it is halal in the nights of fasting, because the fast begins at dawn and it ends at sunset. So Allah says, أُحِلَّ لَكُمْ لَيْلَةَ الصِّيَامِ الرَّفَثُ إِلَى نِسَائِكُمْ. It's now halal for you to go to your wives on the nights of fasting. هُنَّ لِبَاسٌ لَكُمْ وَأَنْتُمْ لِبَاسٌ لَهُنَّ. You are inseparable, like you and your clothing. Do you ever forget your clothing at work, at home when you come to work? Huh? I don't think you ever do that. Forget your clothing at home when you come to work? No, you're inseparable. You and your clothing. So too you are inseparable, the male and the female. And then he goes on to say, عَلِمَ اللَّهُ أَنَّكُمْ كُنْتُمْ تَخْتَانُونَ أَنفُسَكُمْ فَتَابَ عَلَيْكُمْ. You see, we were supposed to stay away from them while fasting in the night time, the previous law. But some of us didn't do that. Some of us secretly used to go to them. So Allah says, I know what you used to do. And I have turned towards you mercifully and forgiven you. Now there's a new law. فَالْآنِ. And so now, بَاشِرُهُنَّ. Now embrace them, your wives, in the nights of fasting. And when you embrace them, what do? وَابْتَغُوا مَا كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ. And now seek for what Allah has written for you. So Allah does the writing. That's what He says. Allah determines how many children you have. Terengganu knows that very well. Allah determines how many will be male and how many will be female. But along comes Dajjal with his new godless age, and he says, nope, that's irresponsible conduct to believe that Allah should do the right thing. Oh, no, no, no. In this modern age of Dajjal, we take over and we will do the right thing ourselves. We'll decide how many children we'll have. It's called Planned Parenthood. And we'll decide how to space them off. And we'll decide how many will be male and how many female. Normally, one male, one boy and one girl, the American Sunnah. Now if that is all that Allah gave you, and you want more children, but that's all that Allah gave you, that's not the American Sunnah. That's what Allah gave you. But if you have a pre-decision, I want a boy and a girl, and you sit down with your wife and you all plan and decide, okay, the boy first, and then 7 years later the girl, and then close the shop. You're committing shirk. You're committing shirk. And the amazing thing is you'll be committing shirk without even knowing it. Without even knowing it.